You don't always discover your attractiveness in front of a mirror, because mirrors only show appearance. But attraction is not only about appearance, it is about reaction, energy, behavior, and the way the world quietly responds to your presence. Most women don't realize they are naturally attractive in a direct way. They realize it indirectly, through how people treat them without explanation. And when you start paying attention closely enough, there are 7 psychological signs that slowly reveal it to you, not as opinion, but as repeated experience. You notice you are visibly acknowledged when you enter spaces. It doesn't feel dramatic. No one announces it. But something shifts. People look up slightly more than usual. Conversations pause for a second longer. Even strangers briefly register your presence before returning to what they were doing. And you start noticing a pattern. You are not invisible in rooms, even when you are silent, even when you are not trying. And that subtle awareness is the first sign. People become slightly more polite or careful around you. You notice behavior changes. People speak a little more gently. They choose words more carefully. Even tone becomes slightly more respectful or attentive. It's not because you asked for it. It happens automatically, because attractive presence creates social awareness in others. They adjust themselves without realizing why, and you begin to see that reaction repeating across different situations. You are remembered more than you expect. People remember you easily. Not just your face, but small things you said, how you reacted, even brief interactions that you forgot, and later they recognize you faster than you recognize them. That creates a pattern you cannot ignore. You leave impressions without effort, and impressions are not random. They are emotional impact. Conversations with you feel more engaged than average. When you speak to people, they listen differently. They don't rush to interrupt. They respond more thoughtfully. Sometimes they even repeat what you said, as if processing it more carefully than normal. And you start realizing something subtle. You are not just being heard. You are being focused on. And focus is one of the strongest social signals of attraction. You receive attention without competing for it. You don't need to push yourself into conversations. You don't need to force visibility. And yet, people still include you. They initiate contact. They start conversations first. They respond faster than expected. And over time, you begin to notice a quiet truth. You are not chasing attention. Attention is finding you naturally, and that changes how you see yourself. When you enter a group setting, the energy shifts slightly, not in a loud or dramatic way, but in small behavioral adjustments. People become a bit more aware of themselves. Posture changes, tone adjusts, attention distribution shifts. And even if you are not speaking much, your presence still influences the room. That is not personality alone. That is perceived attractiveness combined with social impact. You notice you are treated as a reference point. Over time, something interesting happens. People compare things to your opinion. They ask your thoughts more often. They look for your reaction in group situations. You become a subtle reference in social dynamics. And you realize you are not just part of the interaction anymore. You are part of how others structure it. That is one of the clearest psychological signs of natural attractiveness, because influence always follows attention, and attention follows perceived value. Attractiveness is not always loud or obvious. It is not always about appearance alone. It is about how consistently people respond to your presence without being told to. Because behavior is honest. People do not fake micro-reactions for long. They reveal what they feel through patterns. And once you notice those patterns, you stop guessing your value and start observing it. You don't become naturally attractive by changing how you look. You realize it by noticing how people already respond to you. And once you see it clearly, you stop seeking validation, because recognition replaces doubt, and awareness replaces insecurity.